Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm here to fix your jump shot in 30 seconds.
But Joe, why is the video a lot longer than 30 seconds?
Shut your dumb ass. Today I'm going to be giving you the shooting secrets that all the best players on the game know. I did a video like this earlier in the year, but obviously information changes. We know a lot more about the game now, and I figured I'd do an updated version. I'm going to be giving you information to make your shot quality better, your shot selection better, the best jump shot bases depending on your height build, the best badge loadout depending on your playstyle, and the top shooting secrets that the best players on the game use to green at maximum efficiency. Drop a like on the video. Let's get into it.
But first I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Air Up. As a gamer and as an athlete, it's important to stay hydrated so you can stay focused. Finding that balance between health and flavor is where it can become a challenge. That's why I always turn to Air Up. Air Up's scent flavored hydration is one of the best things I've ever discovered. And it's simple. You got your bottle, you got your flavor pod, you pop your flavor pod onto the bottle, pull up to activate the flavor, and there you go. Whatever flavor you want. I like watermelon flavored water. And they have 3 great new flavors: mango, passion fruit, cherry, and orangeade. If you're someone looking for a flavorful, healthy hydration option, Air Up is for you. So click the link in the description to check out Air Up today and use code JK20 to get 20% off your purchase. Thank you to Air Up for sponsoring this video.
First things first, let's make sure we're set up properly, okay? Go into your settings and let's take a look at a few things in your settings. Anyone that's playing the game for a while now probably knows these things, but I had to put it in for any new players that might be playing, okay? So the first things first, your shot timing release, it's either early or late. Do not use very early, do not use very late. Those are absolute garbage. I'm gonna be honest. From what I'm hearing, the soup, like most of the good players are using late. Now, do what works for you, because I'm gonna be honest, I use early, okay? So you don't have to use late, but from what I'm told, majority of top players that I've talked to use late. The next thing I'm gonna say is shot meter, turn it off, okay? Like there's no way this late in the year you're still using your meter. Get that extra boost, learn your timing of your jump shot, and take that meter off. Outside of your ability to time a jump shot, the most important thing to greening more is your jump shot base, okay? So this is probably the most important thing on here for anyone that's new to 2K or doesn't have their jump shot figured out by this point in the year yet. Your jump shot base is very important. So let's start off with the small guards. If you're a small point guard, right, you're running around in a 6'1" or a 6'3", either Steph Curry base or Kevin Porter Jr. base. Those are the 2 bases you're really gonna wanna use. Those are what every top small guard on the game is using right now, okay? One of those 2. Those in-between heights, 6'5" to 6'9" players, in my opinion, LaMelo Ball is the best one to use for those heights. That is what I use, and it's absolutely water. It's really, really good. My centers out there, O'Shea Brissett has been the best one all year for tall bigs. But in Season 7, Anthony Davis base just dropped, and I'm going to be honest, I think this is a much better shot than Brissett. Brissett was really good, but Anthony Davis base is absolutely chicken. I highly recommend, if you're a big, you try it out. It will change your life. Okay, let's talk game mechanics a little bit, and this is very important because I see people saying all the time, complaining on Twitter, fix the game, one shot I'll green, the next one I shoot very early. What's going on? What's going on is every shot on this game has a different timing. And what I mean by that is, let's say a wide open 3 has a certain timing, right? Now, a contested 3 is going to be faster timing than a wide open 3. Even a shot that registers open, but there's a late closeout, that's what we call a speed up. So even though it says open, it's gonna be sped up a little bit. So you have to be able to time all these different types of shots. If you get a crab on someone, right, the defender's behind you, that release is going to be faster than a wide open shot. Also in this game, as your stamina gets lower, you have to hold the shot button longer. Let's talk about animation-based timings now. Like your running fade to the right is going to be a different timing than your running fade to the left, depending on your animations. Also, a running fade to the right where you hold right trigger is going to be a different timing than that running fade to the right without right trigger. Obviously, you have your hop jumpers, your spin shots, everything is a different timing. So it's very important that you learn these timings, and that's going to take time and practice and all that. But also the most important thing to become a better shooter is you cannot play this game off muscle memory. I remember people a few years ago on 2K, they'd be like, oh, I don't even look at my player really when I shoot. I just remember the timing. I just have muscle memory. You can't do that anymore. You have to have a visual cue on your jumper and on all your shots. So for example, for me, when my hands on my player that you're watching all these clips on, when my hands hit my guy's eyebrow, I know that's the time for me to release it. Now, obviously this depends on, you know, what we talked about, your shot settings, if you're playing on early or late or whatever. But for me, playing on early, when my player's hands go to my eyebrows, that's the time that I release the shot. So it doesn't matter even if it's a speed up, I'm watching the animation and I'm seeing, okay, my hands got to my eyebrows a little bit quicker this time, I gotta release it faster. Also, obviously, if you understand the shot mechanics and the timing mechanics like I explained, for example, like a late closeout is gonna be a speed up, a crab is gonna be a speed up. If you know all those, you can kind of be prepared for them in advance. But basically what I'm saying is you cannot just play off muscle memory. You have to have the visual cue and also start to understand not only your animations, but what the game gives speed ups on. For example, a 3-pointer at the 3-point line is going to be a certain timing, and then a 3-pointer from limitless range is going to be a little bit faster. And then if you go all the way back to like half court, it's going to be even faster. Like all these different shots have different timings. So it definitely does provide a skill gap when it comes to shooting, and it's going to take you a little time to get used to, but you can do it. Next, we have understanding the contest system on NBA 2K23. So understanding when you're open is obviously going to contribute to a better shot quality selection. You know, the better shots you shoot, the more likely you are to green them. So understanding, you know, the distance away a defender needs to be for them to register the shot open or to register the shot contest. Obviously, there's variables in terms of, you know, how high their perimeter defense is, how tall you are, how tall they are, how fast your jump shot is, etc. So start to figure that out for your player so you understand when you're actually open and when you're not. Also understanding game mechanics like if you have blinders, you can shoot crabs. If the guy's on your hip, you can still shoot the ball because blinders is going to not only potentially limit the contest, but it might eliminate the contest altogether depending on your level of blinders and their perimeter defense and their level of challenger and all that type of stuff, right? There's always variables, but understanding the mechanics will definitely help you shoot better shots. Also, when it comes to understanding the contest system, fades and, you know, all the off dribble type of shots, the hop jumpers and the running fades, the RT fades, the front fades, the run out fades, all those things, if you really know your animations, you will know if you're going to be open just depending on how the defender plays you in a certain situation. You know, as I'm running out on my RT fades, if the defender is not literally right up against my body, I know it's going to be an open, especially if they're on the side of me, because even if they jump, you know, they press Y and try to get a late contest with my level of blinders, I know it's still going to be open. So understand the contest system, understand what animations you're running, really get comfortable in understanding when you can just shoot a regular shot on somebody, because that's going to really impact. You start hitting a couple of these shots that you're watching here off the walk back or the cross back or the hop back, or just, you know, you're just standing still and the defender drops, you shoot some of those, it's going to open up a lot of other things for your game and make it a lot easier for you to score overall. I had to mention this. Anyone that's played 2K for a long time knows this, but hot zones, get your hot zones, okay? Go into the menu, click R3 on your player or right stick, click the right stick in and go look at your hot zones. Make sure you have them, especially along the 3-point line at the very least, okay? Now, there is no hot zone hunter to amplify the effects of hot zones, but hot zones still help you out a lot in terms of increasing that green window, you know, increasing that make percentage, all that type of, you know, data analytics, whatever you want to call it. Get your hot zones. It will help you. I promise you. All the best players get their hot zones before they go into any competitive gameplay situation, so it'll help you as well, no matter what game mode you play. Now, we've touched on it a little bit, but let's talk a little bit more about animations. I see so many times people changing their animations every time they get on the game. Like I said, not only does every shot have a different timing, but obviously if you're changing your animations, you're never going to get comfortable and really master the timing of anything, and you're always going to be inconsistent. So you definitely want to have good animations on. I'm not telling you never change. Definitely when things come out or, you know, animations release and they're better, definitely you might want to test them out. But once you find something that you know is a good animation, even if you're missing, stick with that animation and learn the timing. You're not missing because it's a bad animation. Obviously, if you're using a trash fadeaway or something and you realize I'm not getting enough space on this, change it. But if you have a good animation on, you have a good fade, you have a good spin jumper, keep it on and learn the timing. Once you master the timing of it, then it's just about getting open. And then once you're able to get open, you already mastered the timing of the shot, you're going to be greening consistently. But if you constantly change your jump shot, constantly change your fade, you're never going to master it. You're always going to be inconsistent no matter what you do. Your badge setup is very important to shooting consistently, okay? I know a lot of people, they just go out and search up best badge setup and then they just put on whatever's in that video. And there's probably some good information in those videos, but listen, your badge setup needs to be catered to your playstyle. If all you're doing is a spot up shooter, you're gonna want spot up badges. I know that sounds like common sense, but the amount of times I look at people's builds and they have on badges that they never even use, it makes no sense, man. So make sure you cater your badges to what you're doing. If you're the primary ball handler, make sure you have primary ball handling shooting badges on. If you're a spot up shooter, make sure you have spot up shooting badges on. You know, if you're someone that likes to shoot mid ranges, make sure you throw on the midi magician and all that stuff. If you're somebody that only shoots deep threes, obviously you want limitless range, agent threes, all that. Cater your badge setup to fit your play style. The last thing I'll say, and I understand VC costs a lot and builds cost a lot and 2K is pay to win and blah, blah, blah. I get all that. But if we're just talking strictly gameplay, Jumpshot Boost will help. And if you ever watch a top player play and you man, how does he dribble that much and still green? It's because all the top players are buying triple Gatorade, and obviously they have the Gatorade Boost from the facility as well. So it's basically quadruple Gatorade, giving them a lot more stamina than anyone that doesn't actually buy Gatorade. Now it does get expensive, but that's what the top players are doing. If you want to see me put these tips to the test against the best of the best players with thousands of dollars on the line on NBA 2K23, that video on the screen right there will show you everything you need to see to believe these tips work.